Barkerville is located in the Cariboo region of BC. In 1850, word spread of easy gold in the Fraser River and brought miners and prospectors from California and all over the world. Eventually, prospectors moved to the hills surrounding Barkerville. William Diaz found gold in a creek, which he named Williams Creek, near Barkerville, and a small town named Richfield was established. Billy Barker, a British man, trying his luck, decided to mine further below Richfield. On August 17, 1862, Billy struck the lead. A small town named Barkerville was established by the site. On September 16, 1868, a fire reduced much of Barkerville. The fire gave Barkerville a new start. The town widened its main street, built its buildings in a new organized fashion, and built a town-wide boardwalk to help residents get around during flood season. By the time of the fire, the boom was ending, and the easy gold was nearly gone. Barkerville became a better place for families, and by 1880, a schoolhouse was built, not only for Barkerville, but Richfield as well. Mining in the middle years was mostly done by the Chinese community, which made up 50% of the population by 1885 and continued until 1895. In 1895, hydraulic mining was introduced and became quite popular. In hydraulic mining, ditch systems collected water from the mountains, which was then used to blast away the hillside. The water washed the gravel through gold collection devices. Hydraulic mining created another population increase for the town. Leading up to the 1930s, the town had another population decrease. During the 1930s, Barkerville experienced another miner boom when a mine developer named Fred Wills began hard rock mining in another town named Wells. The town stayed booming until the Second World War, when the nation's productions focused elsewhere. In the decline of the 1950s, Barkerville surfaced again, when an organized campaign supported by the Wells Historical Society designated Barkerville as a heritage site. Today, Barkerville is a tourist town run by the Barkerville Heritage Trust. Thank you.
You're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light.
Where the last hopes of thousands
is also called the Great North Road, the Queen's Highway, and Cariboo Wagon Road. In 1862 is when the Cariboo Road construction started. It covered 650 kilometers from Yale along the Fraser Canyon to the new center of Cariboo, Barkerville. The road was a marvelous feature of engineering and took 4 years and more than $750,000 to complete. The gold rush came to an end in the 1860s.
solved by the gold mines to many.
The mining society during the Cariboo Gold Rush was full of reckless, lazy, lawless, drunken, and uncivilized miners, but that was taken care of by Sir James Douglas, the governor of British Columbia and Victoria Island colonies. He created a new establishment of mining license. This immediately regulated the main source of income during the Cariboo Gold Rush. Governor Douglas was also the first to hire policemen to bring authority into an otherwise rowdy area, and drew up mining regulations which served as a law by maintained order. Governor Douglas hired Thomas Elwyn as chief of police in the mining town of Yale. Elwyn also became an assistant to gold commissioner. After the establishment area became more civilized and justice became more important in the part of the Cariboo's road citizens, one of the biggest things that got established is courts, especially the Golden Commissioner Court, which was perhaps the most important court in the justice system. Gold Commissioner's Court decided on matters about gold, such as mining and how much a digger was owed for his service on his gold claims. It protected unpaid workers, settled gold disputes, and issues of properties and rights for gold mining. In addition to the Gold Commissioner Court, there was a civil court for non-mining disputes, a bankruptcy court for business who had been closed because they did not make enough money, and a police court which dealt with serious crimes such as robberies and even murder. One of the most famous figures of the court was Sir Matthew Bigby. He was a very imposing man. Sir Matthew Bigby was very fair, honest. Hearing both sides and reaching to the verdict to seek who was guilty, during that time, hanging was the punishment for crimes and murders. Because of this law, he was known as the hanging judge, due to many cases of murder in the gold rush. Agnes V, a lovely blue-eyed woman who ran the 108-mile hotel, is a serial killer. Agnes is said to have killed many traveling miners and captured runaway girls to sell them to other miners as white slaves. Now that she is contained, the searches of buried treasure around her hotel is being conducted. We have currently found only $8,500. The estimated amount was over $100,000. Also, dead body searches were established. We have only found 59 hidden bodies so far in the lake nearby the 108-mile hotel. In June 1885, she's gonna be put down on trial with her son-in-law and husband.
To many bring suffering, drive others.
People would travel all around the world to go to the Cariboo Gold Rush. They would travel for days, weeks, and months. They would get to the Cariboo Gold Rush by boat. Six times a month, a steamed ship from England would leave for the Cariboo Gold Rush. They had food on the ship but told them to bring lime juice because it cured many things like skin problems, tummy aches, toothaches, and red eyes. A lot of the travelers went to Victoria first to get their mining license. Some of the travelers landed on the east coast of North America and had to travel west across many mountains and rivers. There are three main ways you can get to the Cariboo Gold Rush. The first way is more expensive than the other but is way faster. Panama is a narrow strip of land between North and South America. You can get to the ship at Colon, which is on the Atlantic side. Then you get a ship that goes from Darien on the Pacific side. From there you travel to San Francisco. And finally, when you're at San Francisco, you take another ship to Victoria on Vancouver Island. This trip can take up to 8 weeks. The second way is cheaper but slower. You would sail around the southern point of South America. Next you would travel to San Francisco, then Victoria Island. The second way can take up to 5 months. The final way to get to the mine is by steamer to Quebec, New York, and finally British Columbia. This way is the most dangerous place to go to the Cariboo Gold Rush, but was way cheaper.
Rhyme, 'tis the land of...
Time before Cariboo Road, natives had the oldest trail along Fraser Canyon. Those that knew of the trail often showed miners to the gold fields, which helped build Cariboo Road. In 1862, the gold prospect and work became successful. Work for others, like the Chinese immigrants as well as Aboriginals, became vast. While the expansion of work and gold, natives faced a major problematic issue. Governor Douglas was.
When the phrase when.
I just got stuff in my eye.